G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now it's just a quick update in relation to former New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian and the New South Wales ICAC inquiry into her suspected dodgy conduct called Operation Keppel. Now they had the final hearings, public hearings last year, and they've been preparing a report since. Now Assistant Commissioner Ruth McColl had her contract extended till the end of October, so she really has to hand down the report in the next couple of weeks. I spoke to ICAC, or sent them an email at the end of September this year, and they gave me the standard reply that will be published in due process. But given Ruth McColl's contract finishes in a couple of weeks, obviously it's due very soon. Now I also wanted to raise this issue. Been a lot of public debate in relation to whether the federal ICAC should have public hearings, whether it should be the standard, or whether they should just have public hearings in exceptional circumstances. Well, here's a bit of food for thought. Gladys Berejiklian, without a doubt, would still be New South Wales Premier if the New South Wales ICAC had all their hearings in private. Because when she resigned in October last year, 2021, it wasn't because ICAC announced they were going to have a public inquiry. It was because that she knew that her conduct was going to be exposed and she didn't have any genuine answers to give. The Victorian Premier, Dan Andrews, recently gave testimony in the Victorian equivalent of the New South Wales ICAC. And we don't know what he said or didn't say, so we can't really have much of an opinion on it. I find it quite disgusting. He should have demanded that his evidence was given publicly. But even so, there were no specific allegations, I don't think, made against him as such, whereas the New South Wales ICAC inquiry was specifically about Gladys Berejiklian, the fact that she concealed her relationship with former MP Daryl Maguire, and she was spending millions and millions of dollars in his electorate trying to make sure he got re-elected. She should have declared it, which she didn't, and she should have stood aside from any decisions in relation to any spending in his electorate. So that's what the New South Wales ICAC inquiry was about, and the reason she stood down is because she started giving answers that just weren't believable. She was saying that they spoke about having children, spoke about getting married, but she didn't consider it a serious relationship. And that just wasn't believable. Also, other former MPs and current MPs in New South Wales from her party gave evidence at the same public inquiry saying she should have declared it, and that the fact that she didn't was a serious mistake. And we also heard the tape recordings of her talking to Daryl Maguire and saying, I don't need to know that, which clearly implied she didn't want to know about corruption, although that was the inference a lot of people drew, including myself. So the reason she resigned wasn't just because they were going to have public hearings. It was because the answers she gave were quite ridiculous when she was in the witness stand. Now, if the hearing had been held in private, without a doubt she'd still be Premier now. She would have gone to ICAC, had a few days off, probably told everyone she was going on holidays for a week or two, given her evidence, and she'd still be Premier today, still waiting for a decision from ICAC or a judgment. So that's what had happened federally. We'd have MPs accused of widespread corruption. Even the evidence was extremely powerful. They'd still be sitting in their positions, continuing in their roles. Now, people were critical of ICAC investigating Gladys Berejiklian publicly, even the former Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. But when he attacked ICAC saying it was a kangaroo court, all he did was make himself look like a fool. Because anyone who watched ICAC and watched Gladys Berejiklian give evidence knew she was ducking and weaving, knew she had no credibility in the answers she gave. So that's a bit of food for thought for those people arguing that we need to have all the hearings in private except for exceptional circumstances. Well, that's just ridiculous. And Gladys Berejiklian is a prime example of that. Chances of her ever returning to becoming a politician are zero, because she ducked and weaved and gave ridiculous answers under oath, where I have no doubt she perjured herself like no tomorrow in the witness stand at ICAC. Now, the Patreon account I set up roughly 8 weeks ago, it's just broken through 200 supporters. So if you could support that, it'd be greatly appreciated. There's a link below the video on YouTube and also on my website. And please share this video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. Thank you for your time and have a good day.